Large corporations suffering data breaches is nothing new. The Mormon Church, as a corporation with an estimated net worth of almost $300 billion, is no exception. On Thursday the 13th of October 2022, an email went out from the church's Data Privacy Office informing individuals that their personal data may have been affected by an unauthorized network intrusion. And before we get into it, if you object to me characterizing the church as a corporation, well, the Data Privacy Office identify it that way as well. So here's what happened. On March 23, 2022, we detected unauthorized access to certain computer systems. We immediately notified federal law enforcement authorities in the United States. We were asked to keep the incident confidential to protect the integrity of the investigation. This instruction was lifted on October the 12th, 2022. Okay, so fine. The church suffered a data breach. It happens. In and of itself, it isn't really much of a story. But it becomes a story when you look at who exactly was notified of this breach, because it wasn't just church members. People who had had their membership removed were being told that their data may have been compromised. But if their membership had been removed, why had the church retained data on these individuals? Why was there any data to be compromised? Clearly what this data breach shows is that when the church removes someone as a member, a fair amount of personal information is retained. Specifically, as outlined and where provided by the individual: username, membership record number, full name, gender, email addresses, birth date, mailing address, phone numbers, and preferred language. Now, beyond being somewhat disrespectful to the wishes of those who want to end their association with the church, retaining this information could be problematic, particularly in cases where members remove their membership under European data privacy law. Under these laws, members have a right to be forgotten, meaning, as far as I understand it, all their data should be removed. However, as I've learned directly from people who have undergone this process, the church seems to be claiming an exception based on the historical nature of the information and its doctrinal importance. We received your email of November 2021. As we have explained, as a result of your membership resignation, we do not hold personal information about you, and information about your former affiliation with the church is not held by or accessible to leaders or congregations in Great Britain. While no information is held by us, limited historical information is held by the church in the United States. This limited record includes name, birth date, and similar identifying information, as well as a listing of the ordinances provided to you by the church and the dates of your affiliation and resignation. This information is held by the church in a secure and static restricted access file, and is not otherwise subject to access or processing. The maintenance of this limited information is a matter of doctrinal importance to the church and a matter of historical fact, which legally justifies such retention. We trust that this is responsive to your request. Respectfully, Data Privacy Officer Europe. I can't speak to the legality of the church claiming this exemption. What I can say is the church keeping this information does not seem to be in the spirit of the right to be forgotten. It also explains why some people who removed their records by invoking their right to be forgotten were still victims of the data breach. The church admits that they don't remove all the data, and though they claim the data is held in a secure and static restricted access file, the data breach that occurred 6 months after that claim was made perhaps indicates that it's not as secure as they thought. And so with that in mind, as I think about this, only two pieces of information really need to be kept by the church: your name and your membership number. They don't need to keep birth date, gender, mailing address, or phone number. What purpose would keeping that information serve? If someone does choose to rejoin the church, that information can all be provided again, and some of it will have likely changed. I can't even begin to fathom what the doctrinal importance of keeping someone's email address is. If you can, let me know what you think in the comments. So all this talk of data privacy would have you expecting an ad read for a VPN or a data removal service any second now. But this video has no sponsor. The only way I'm able to keep making these videos is with the direct support of you who are watching right now. So thank you. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking the videos. And particular thanks for those who are channel members who support me through DonorBox and those who come and listen to my Q&As over on Patreon. If you want to support this work, the links are in the description and options start from as little as a few dollars a month. But however you support me, thank you. I'll see you in the next video, which you can watch just here.